you feel about Terrace Marshall Jr.?
See, I wanted to ask you guys about him. I'm glad you got to him because Kerry and Chris and I all kind of looked at him and look. Obviously, you see the height, you see the speed, you see that he plays above the rim. He also does some stuff after the catch. But we were kind of like, good player, but I don't know if I see a first round player. And we all kind of felt like, well, we must be missing something because the consensus out there is that he's probably that back end of the first round kind of guy. A lot of people see the tools that he has, but I got to tell you, I'll be honest. All right, so I'm biased. Obviously, being a Ravens fans, we care a lot about run blocking. And
Kind of we gonna run block.
Go figure.
I'm a little biased. Look. Let me just say this, right? You drafting these guys to catch the ball, not to block. That's off the jump, right? I understand that, but that concerns me a little bit, man. If that's how you compete, right? If that's what you want to put out there on tape in the run game, that you kind of just gonna let a man run up and just punk you. That kind of worries me a little bit.
So I'll say as a Jets fan, unfortunately, we got a lot of picks this year, right? And I wouldn't take him with either of the first round picks. Mm-hmm. So 2 and what do we have? 23 or 21, whatever it is. Yeah, 23. I'm not taking him with 2 or 23. Then you get into our second round. We got a high second round, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I take him high second round either, right? So
Raz, are you, as a fellow Jet fan, are you saying that after they signed Corey Davis and Keelan Cole? Because I feel like that changed a lot of the equation.
Nah, it's not even that, bro. I'm talking like, because at this point, for me, like obviously the Jets need to draft for need, but like if we're going BPA, I don't know for certain that he is the best player available in that first pick.
At 23, probably. At 23, probably not. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
No, but I'm talking about even 33 or whatever it is, the one that we have. I don't know if he is.
He's closer there. He's closer there, but if we're going BPA, you're probably right.
Yeah, I feel like I could find 2 or 3 receivers before that.
He's got the experience. He's a deep threat. He's a deep threat. Pretty much on any team he's going to. Red zone weapon for sure. I'll say the one thing I saw from him, just watching him, he, on these, vertical routes, he did pretty well with separation. And that's probably helping him when it comes to, where he's getting drafted for sure.
I look at him and I'm just not sure. You talk about like Sean mentioned it, he's one of the bigger body receivers in this draft. He's not a 5'9" slot guy, which I like those guys too. But I don't think you have to worry about the frame play at the next level and the skill set. I mean, every team needs guys that can win over the top. So I don't see why the skill set wouldn't translate unless he goes to Baltimore where he's run blocking 70 reps a game.
And he's experienced enough to come in and contribute, I think, too. So
I think, and I think, like I said, I think for a class like this, he might. I could understand the lackadaisical. There's a lot of like concentration drops on his tape when you really watch. Even he made a lot of big plays as the third guy in that LSU offense, and even this year he made a lot of big plays before he got injured. But I think for him, his flexibility, being able to play inside and outside, is probably one of the things that like gives him an advantage to where in another class that probably had bigger body receivers. Somebody might fall in love with the size and he can run. So I think it's a pretty nifty combination of size and yard after catch ability, and he's physical when he wants to be. But I definitely understand the run blocking for sure. That's something that stood out to me. A lot of guys prefer. I can understand it if you're one of these like 5'8", shutterbug guys, like running your guy off the line of scrimmage. That's fine if you're 5'8". When you're 6'3", it's like, bro, come on, what are you doing? Run blocking for sure is definitely.
Listen, if Hollywood Brown can out block you, there's a problem.
Yeah,
it's not even just in the run blocking. That you talk about a guy that size, right? You expect him to see some physicality as he releases off the line too in his routes, and he ran out of the slot a lot. So he had a lot of free releases without anybody getting their hands on him. And then when he was on the outside, like you said, he's running a lot of these kind of boundary vertical routes where you can see the trait he has there. He'll just run by guys. You can tell he can run. But when you're that big, I mean, one of the things that Chris mentioned, Rashad Perriman earlier, one of the lessons I always learned from him, because I was a guy that kind of liked him, was like, hey, man, this might work out. But one of the things that I've always learned from that experience was the level of contact from NFL cornerbacks and DBs is on another level from college. I mean, you're going to play through a whole lot more physical contact. And if you can't deal with that, you're going to struggle. So I just worry about that with Marshall. Not that he can't do it. I just didn't get an opportunity to see him do it a lot because he was working out of the slot so much. Or when he was outside, like I said, he was just running that kind of outside release go route and just running past him. So that's kind of where I am. Obviously, he's got the traits. There's no, in the body type. Everybody can see that. But that's my concern.
For the Ravens, he's not the typical wing T wide receiver y'all need. Y'all need somebody who can really block.
Yes, so, you gotta get in there and get your hands dirty, man. You can't be scared.
Hey, man, he just got to get in the room with Patrick Ricard and Nick Boyle, and he'll be straight.